So after Jesus returned from the transformation, he finds his multitudes, as the scripture declares it here in the Gospel of Mark, being questioned by the scribes. And the word questioning here is simply talks about they were disputing with them. They were arguing with them about this man named Jesus and his ministry. You remember we read about this early on in the Gospel of Mark, where it says that Pharisees and scribes had come from Jerusalem to investigate this ministry of Jesus Christ, because they'd heard about the multitudes, they'd heard about the miracles, they'd heard about the casting out of devils, and they wanted to come and find fault. That's exactly what the scripture says. They came to find fault. Now you say, well, Pastor King, why did they come up there from Jerusalem? Well, this is a great threat to their dominion. I mean, they have tremendous control of the people, both the Pharisees and the scribes, and they're seeing a threat to this power that they have over the people, because Jesus is teaching things that's causing the people to throw off those shackles. And so now Jesus is not on scene. And so these scribes, they're hard at work. And they're arguing and disputing with this multitude. They're preaching their own doctrine. And then Jesus appears. I always love it whenever I read in the scripture about, and Jesus appeared. Because whenever Jesus appears, things seem to change. And people who are very, very forthright, and they love to be able to have control and power. It's amazing how all of that just seems to settle down when Jesus comes on the scene. So he asks the scribes, he says, tell me about these questions. Tell me about what you are disputing with my disciples and my followers with. And that just seemed to just bring everything to a standstill, because these men, they'd seen the ministry of Jesus. They'd heard him teach. They experienced the power of his words. And they were not going to get into a dispute with Jesus Christ. Well, out of this, one of the multitude, as it is described, said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which has a dumb spirit. It's simply to say that he could not talk and could not hear. And he says, wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foams and gnashes with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. And Jesus made this response. He said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you, and how long shall I suffer with you? Bring him to me. It's Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.